Hardworking St. Louisans taken advantage of by a West County contracting business. Many of them are storm victims. Investigative reporter Chris Nagus confronted one of the company's managers for answers. And Chris, did you get any straight answers?
Steve, I'll tell you what, it wasn't easy to get answers out of these guys. These customers say they were ripped off and now they are demanding their money back. They paid huge deposits, some dating back 9 months, and got nothing. The company says they're not taking new clients, but when you call them, they send a guy out looking for more work and more money. Meet Joe. He's out giving a bid, but it's probably not going to pan out. What was your role, or did you have a role with All Seasons Contracting? Luckily, he was real chatty with our producer.
You're the production manager at All Seasons?
Yes.
All Seasons Contracting, where some storms are brewing.
And I handed him a check for $2,600.
$7,385.88.
All of these people put down huge deposits for work.
A little over $5,700.
$3,200.
And got absolutely nothing.
Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's all over with.
Some have been waiting since last summer.
I no longer heard anything from them.
With no construction date in sight.
I've been waiting 8 months for these people, and nothing, absolutely nothing.
Just a letter saying the work will get done sometime in 2013.
I want the public to know that this is what the company is doing.
How would you classify this?
That's a ripoff.
They say it's one excuse after another. Some of them are pretty good considering the company's name is All Seasons, except when it's too hot, too mild, or too cold.
And I'd say, well, okay, when are you going to get started? And they would tell me, well, the temperature was too warm. And they said, well, our crews aren't supposed to be out working in that kind of heat.
Now that the temps have cooled down, we gave All Seasons a ring to get a bid on some siding.
So what you got going on today?
They sent over this guy, Joe Stevens.
If I had the funds, I'd replace it all at once.
Who said All Seasons isn't taking new work because of a backlog. But don't worry, he's got a new company that's handling the calls.
So anything new that comes through the door, I actually get, and it goes to my company. I got 3 jobs I just finished up last week.
Joe, that's just great. Glad to hear you're following through with your new company. But some of your old customers are kind of feeling neglected. Given the fact that you've already paid, do you think they should be out looking for new clients?
Not at all.
Making matters worse, after waiting since last summer for storm damage to be repaired, these customers just want their money back. But their contracts require a 25% cancellation fee. 25% for what? I mean, is that a question you asked?
Yes. They said for work they have already done.
And what have they done?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
3 of the 4 people I spoke with say they dealt with Joe. Now Joe's out getting new bids, but don't worry, that's for his new company. Let's see if he can help us sort out the confusion. We called All Seasons Contracting, and you're the guy that came out today. And we'd like to talk to you about your affiliation with that company and what you're doing out here today.
I'm not affiliated with them company, what I'm doing today.
Well, we called them and you came out here.
Yes.
Okay, so how are you affiliated with them?
I'm not affiliated. I'm doing this through my company.
So did All Seasons call you and tell you to come out here?
They said they couldn't get to it and asked would I be interested. I said sure.
So what was your role, or did you have a role with All Seasons Contracting?
I'm coming.
See you, Joe. Maybe he was late for his next appointment. Bottom line, be leery about putting money down. In this case, Joe showed up in a truck with Georgia license plates and told our producer he would need to put a third down to get the job going. All Seasons has 81 complaints with the BBB and an F rating. 43 of those complaints are since October 1st, and many involve huge down payments and no work. Steve?
Interesting. See how this plays out in the future here. I know you're working on another investigation for Wednesday night, and this one involves something we all receive in the mail?
That's right, Steve. A coupon that we've all seen in the mail. It's for $50 for air duct cleaning, but what do you get for the money? We go undercover to find out if the deal is legit or just a bait and switch. I will tell you, this story is already leading to changes in the way this company does business. That story coming up Wednesday night on News 4 at 10.
On their Facebook page, they look like the perfect family, but don't be fooled. This couple's lavish lifestyle comes partially at the expense of unsuspecting St. Louis homeowners. Investigative reporter Chris Nagus confronted them over their shady business.
And Sharon, have you ever met one of those families and wondered, how are they so successful? How do they make so much money and something doesn't quite add up? Well, I have, and tonight we're calling them out because while they're living the high life, their customers back in St. Louis are getting the shaft.
I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to get the hell off my property and I'm calling the police.
His name is Patrick Richard, and I knew he wasn't going to roll out the welcome mat. You're about to see why. We'd like to see if we could talk to you about your business, All Seasons Contracting.
Man, get lost.
According to his LinkedIn page, he's the owner of All Seasons Contracting. Missouri state records indicate his wife, Carol, is the president. All Seasons customers put down huge deposits, money that's disappeared.
$8,139.71.
And what'd they do for the money?
They did nothing.
From customers like the Flennikins to subcontractors like Mike Keck. You're out how much money?
$8,500.
News 4 has been investigating All Seasons for months. One angry customer after another, all out thousands for nothing. The Better Business Bureau has recorded nearly 100 complaints. Carol Richard is now being sued by the Missouri Attorney General. But neither the complaints nor the lawsuit seem to be crimping their style. They live in a home that costs nearly $500,000 with luxury cars in the drive. Even a condo here in West Palm Beach. According to property records, the Richards own a condo inside this gated community.
The charges kept going.
She wanted her identity concealed, but this former All Seasons employee says she had access to the company's financial records because it was her job to pay the bills. She says Patrick Richard commingled business with pleasure.
Dinners, $200 or $300, airfare, casino charges, marina charges.
And those were on the All Seasons credit card?
No. On the All Seasons debit card.
She says some of the expenses included updates to the Florida condo. Former All Seasons customers are ticked.
He got a big house. He got that car and everything. I think we need our money back.
Merle Winfield, whose husband died on Christmas Eve, says she paid All Seasons for a bathroom and a roof she never got. With so many complaints, I headed north. The Richards' home is located just outside Chicago. That's where I found Patrick cleaning out a really expensive RV hooked up to a really nice truck. These people paid you guys, they trusted you guys. You disappeared. What's going on?
Nobody's disappeared.
Well, I mean, we're here now, so just explain what's going on. Come on, Patrick. Listen, we talked to one of your employees. She tells us the All Seasons debit card was used at casinos to pay for things inside your condo in West Palm Beach, Florida. You know, these are coming from employees that worked for you. I mean, what do you say about that? Seriously, there's a lot of people out of money. You got a nice Infinity here, a nice house, a condo in West Palm Beach. I mean,
I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to get the hell off my property and I'm calling the police.
Not a lot of answers, and that's not good enough for the customers, many of which can't afford to pay someone else to fix their homes. But don't tell the Richards, they seem to be doing just fine. If you got ripped off by these guys, let me know. I will personally forward your complaint to the Attorney General. We discovered this company is now operating in Kentucky. The Missouri Attorney General says they have contacted the Attorney General in that state. Tomorrow morning at 6:15, see what happens when I read Richard a list of customer names. Let's just say his mood didn't improve much. Chris Nagus, News 4. Customers of a West County contracting business paid tens of thousands of dollars for absolutely nothing. Talk about a major ripoff. So I headed north to Chicago to confront the couple in charge of All Seasons Contracting. They live in a home that costs nearly $500,000. They have beautiful luxury cars in the drive. Property records indicate they own a condo in West Palm Beach. All the while, customers in St. Louis are left holding the bag for home repairs they paid for but never got. Patrick Richard lists himself as the owner of All Seasons on his LinkedIn page. His wife, Carol, is listed as the president. When I showed up, Patrick was vacuuming out a really expensive-looking RV hooked up to a really nice truck, so I took the opportunity to remind him of a few of his All Seasons customers that got ripped off. Come on, Patrick. A lot of people down in St. Louis are angry about this. I mean, we've got a list of people here. Mary DeBoe, Willie Clark, Merle Winfield, Alderay Field, Gerald Ziegler. Do those names sound familiar to you? Your contractors, come on, man, just talk to us. Just give us some answers on this. I mean, we'd like to hear from you guys.
No, you wouldn't. You'd like to create whatever you want to create.
We're not creating anything. You guys took a lot of money and disappeared. The jobs weren't done. Just give us your side of the story. A former company employee says Richard used an All Seasons debit card to pay for personal expenses like improvements to his condo in Florida, expensive dinners, and casino charges. That former employee says the company is now in Kentucky, something the Missouri Attorney General confirms. If you got ripped off, send me an email or a message at Chris Nagus KMOV on my Twitter account. I will make sure the Attorney General sees your complaint. Chris Nagus, News 4. It is getting ridiculous, and now homeowners in several states are asking why someone hasn't been charged with a crime, and when you see what we uncovered, it's a question you'll be asking too. These people paid you guys, they trusted you guys, you disappeared. What's going on?
Nobody's disappeared.
Well, I mean, we're here now, so just explain what's going on. You might remember Patrick Richard, the self-proclaimed owner of All Seasons Contracting. State records indicate his wife Carol is the president. All Seasons has been a huge fiasco. The company took big insurance checks to repair storm damage from dozens of St. Louis customers, then split without doing the job. Turns out the company set up shop in a new town, hundreds of miles away on the Ohio-Kentucky border.
I thought everything was good, and it turned out not to be.
That sounds familiar. Jason Stoneroad paid All Seasons $3,700 to repair storm damage. The company took the check and did nothing. But in this case, he didn't pay Patrick Richard. He says he was dealing with a different guy. I wonder who.
This guy approached me that actually did the contract with me. His name was Joseph Stevens.
Joe Stevens, a blast from the past. Looks like he also headed out of Dodge in search of greener pastures. At the height of the All Seasons fiasco in St. Louis, Stevens showed up to give our producer a bid after we called All Seasons. We called them and you came out here.
Yes.
Okay, so how are you affiliated with them?
I'm not affiliated. I'm doing this through my company.
So did All Seasons call you and tell you to come out here?
They said they couldn't get to it and asked would I be interested. I said sure.
Whatever. Now there's a whole new batch of angry people in Ironton, Ohio. The police chief has taken nearly a dozen reports from people who paid and got nothing.
Right now we're talking around about close to $90,000 to $100,000.
It shows the deposit of $11,814.98.
The Kearns family paid All Seasons for new siding and a new roof. They feel fortunate. They actually got the siding, but not the roof.
I was hearing rumors that it was probably a scam.
Some of the work in Ironton was actually performed by subcontractors like Luis Escobedo. Escobedo says he's owed tens of thousands of dollars by Patrick Richard for work he did, but never received a dime.
This guy just put me to work and didn't get paid for it, you know?
Escobedo had to sell a car to pay his guys.
Come on, Patrick.
Maybe Patrick Richard can learn something from that. When I confronted him at his $500,000 home, there was a Mercedes and an Infiniti in the drive, a fancy truck, and a beautiful RV out front. Not to mention his condo in a gated West Palm Beach community. One of his former employees told me Richard used the company debit card for questionable expenses at casinos and for improvement projects at his condo, something he didn't want to talk about.
I give you 5 minutes to get the hell off my property and I'm calling the police.
And today, a statement from Patrick Richard. He says it's not their intent to keep anyone's money, and this whole mess can be chalked up to staffing issues. We're going to stay on top of him until the money is paid back. In the meantime, is someone taking money from you, promising to do a job, but instead done nothing? Let me know about it. Chris Nagus, News 4. The complaints just keep rolling in. All Seasons Contracting won't go away. The fraud now extends to at least 5 states, and we keep tracking their every move. Come on, Patrick. This is an opportunity for you guys to explain this. I've already introduced you to Mr. Ripoff, a.k.a. Patrick Richard, the guy who lives in a fancy house and drives fancy cars, even owns a condo in Florida. All the while, his company's customers are left holding the bag. After forking over huge deposits, All Seasons Contracting went Splitsville, racking up 120 complaints so far with the Missouri Attorney General's office. Now they're working hard at making new enemies to our east.
So we are trying to get all the agencies together at this point in time and try to figure out what charges, if any, is going to be filed and what our next move is going to be as far as trying to get people's money back.
We discovered All Seasons was also bilking homeowners in Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia. A TV station in West Virginia aired portions of our investigation. According to WSAZ-TV, there are upwards of 40 victims in their area, with missing dollars totaling close to $250,000.
It is a lot of money in a little town.
Every time I run a story on this company, I hear from more victims. If you're one of them, let me know. In the meantime, if you've paid someone to do a job only to have them bolt with your money, send me a message on my KMOV Facebook page. Chris Nagus, News 4. A News 4 investigation gets results. We exposed their scam. Now a dynamic duo, an Illinois husband and wife, are facing 104 felonies between them, ranging from stealing to money laundering to corruption.
I give you 5 minutes to get the hell off my property and I'm calling the police.
Patrick Richard wasn't real friendly when I confronted him over missing deposits. His wife Carol wasn't around, but the pair lived a really nice lifestyle, driving expensive cars, living in a $500,000 home, even owned a nice condo in Florida and tooled around in this really nice RV. All the while, customers of their home improvement business, All Seasons Contracting, were royally ripped off.
He got a big house. He got that car and everything. I think we need our money back.
Dozens of consumers out tens of thousands for nothing. So I went looking for Richard and found his bad attitude. These people paid you guys, they trusted you guys. You disappeared. What's going on?
Nobody's disappeared.
Well, I mean, we're here now, so just explain what's going on. Come on, Patrick. After leaving Missouri, his crew moved on to Ohio, and the same thing happened there. According to the Ohio Attorney General, a grand jury handed down 104 felony counts between Patrick and Carol Richard. Patrick is facing 69 of them. Charges range from theft to stealing from the elderly. His wife faces 35 counts, ranging from engaging in corrupt activity to receiving stolen property. Talk about an awkward Thanksgiving. The Richards are not in custody. I'll let you know when they are. Missouri victims have filed complaints with our Attorney General. Still no charges issued. I'm told the investigation is ongoing. Chris Nagus, News 4.
Well, a long-time News 4 investigation getting results as the husband and wife at the center of a contracting scam finally facing justice.
I give you 5 minutes to get the hell off my property.
This, sir.
Well, today, the former owner of All Seasons Contracting faced a judge and pleaded not guilty. So did his wife, Carol. The pair accused of running a company that ripped off dozens of St. Louis homeowners. The Ohio Attorney General charged the couple with 104 felonies for ripping off homeowners in that state. Bond was set at $200,000 for Patrick, $100,000 for Carol. They were ordered to surrender their passports and they must wear GPS tracking devices.
Could we talk to you about this alleged tax refund scheme, Dwayne? Dwayne, could we talk to you?
Tonight, a man targeted in a News 4 investigation into a massive tax fraud scheme will spend 3 years behind bars. Back in May, investigative reporter Chris Nagus confronted Dwayne Johnson outside his home in Tampa, Florida. Johnson and his wife Tanya Henderson convicted of stealing nearly $2 million in a scheme that involved hundreds of phony tax returns. Tanya will spend 12 years behind bars.
It's none of your business. It's none of anybody's business. My face is on TV. I'm going to sue you guys.
Well, a day after the focus of a News 4 investigation is sentenced to 1 year in prison on federal charges. The Missouri Attorney General files suit against Matt Buckingham. He told women he was raising money for the troops, and he convinced them to sell raffle tickets to local bars. Well, that money never made it to the troops. It turns out that charity was bogus. The lawsuit seeks to ban Buckingham from further deceptive solicitations and for him to pay civil penalties.